Swazdi Kra. Peace and love, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome from Thailand, actually. We're in Thailand and Bangkok. Behind me, you may be able to see the Chao Phraya River, which is the main river in Bangkok. It also sometimes is referred to as the River of Kings. And so it's such a wonderful joy and a pleasure to be able to be here in Thailand. I'm from 12 hours difference in time zone from where I'm normally broadcasting from. So uh, I trust that you all will see this when you need to see it. And I give great thanks for you and for your lives and for how things are unfolding for you. I'm certainly glad to be here in Thailand, and I've got, I set up an environment that was like really peaceful and everything. And it turns out that now they're actually kind of partying somewhere behind me. So I'm going to see if I can actually find a little bit more of a peaceful place. But it really is wonderful here. They actually really revere and honor elephants here in Thailand. Um, it's my understanding that they do not allow for the import nor the export of ivory. They have elephant sanctuaries. Hopefully, I'll be going and checking one out before uh, the completion of this visit. I'll have to fill you in on how that goes. And I'm going to see if I can find somewhere a little quieter, although I may be able to find somewhere a little quieter, but the lighting will probably be a little on the dim side. So um, apologies for that. Let's see if we can find a nice little cozy nook somewhere. I really love the area where we were just a moment ago off the river. And then they just started the music. Uh, they actually have a lot of American party music apparently here in Thailand. Uh, and not just that, they have apparently some pretty good jazz here too. Been hearing better jazz music here than I'm able to hear in where I live in South Florida right now. Okay, let's see. We can find a good little spot to kind of post up. And I've got this on a tripod, so we'll see how. There's a spot, but somebody's in that spot already. I don't want to fool around with the tripod. Want to see if I can find somewhere where I can just sit. And probably this is going to be shorter than usual today, um, just largely due to circumstances. When I was out here earlier this morning, everything was really quiet and peaceful. There weren't a lot of people out or anything, but there's more activity going on now. I actually scoped out the spot where we would be. Um, like I said, there's definitely a lot more activity going on now than there was before. All right. So how are you all doing out there? Where's some place that you would like to go that you haven't gone, or where's some place that you went that you really enjoyed and would like to encourage others to go to, or that you'd like to visit again? Okay. Let's see how this works. Oh, that's going to be too. It's going to be too low. Let's see if I can find this other spot. Let's see how this works. There will still be some. Whoa! Sitting on this little swing here. This wooden, like, chair swing. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool little peaceful spot over here. Anyway, good to see you again, people. It's been an interesting journey making the way here to Bangkok. Stopped in Hong Kong, had a layover there, and while in Hong Kong, come up the escalator and see my name all over the place. That was kind of cool. Took a picture. Um, yeah, that was kind of cool. But anyway, I'm not going to keep you all too long today. I'm just going to kind of check in, touch base for a little bit. Um, but as I'm here in this wonderful country, and I haven't been here long, but I do have to say that I really appreciate the culture here. It's clear that they value civility and kindness here, and politeness and human decency, um, and decency towards the earth and the animals and everything here. Mentioned about the kind of touch briefly on how they have elephant sanctuaries where they rescue elephants and people have the opportunity to commune with elephants in a safe and controlled manner that also honors the elephants as well as the people. Um, but there's a warmth, there's a kindness, there's a lightness here. It's a little bit different than uh, what I typically experience um, back home, stateside in the U.S. Um, but I want to kind of touch on something real quickly, and and I know it's a little bit early for this because we typically do the um, making the most of the life and the body you've been given on the first Sunday of the month. But something I do want to kind of touch on just briefly today is a theme: respect the house you're in. Respect the house that you're in. And yes, I'm here in Thailand, in this beautiful country, and it really is beautiful. There's still so much to see, but it really is beautiful. Um, and yeah, there's value in respecting the customs and everything here. But also, I'm a visitor here. They've welcomed me into their country, and I'm very thankful for that and glad to be here. But in another sense, in a deeper sense, which I want to kind of touch on now, in terms of respect the house that you're in, is this house, this temple that you have. Because the reality is, just like I'm a visitor here in Bangkok, just like I'm a visitor in Thailand here, I'm also a visitor on the planet as a whole. And whether you think about it much or not, so are you. You're just a visitor on this rotating sphere that we call the earth as well. You're just here for a set amount of time. Hopefully, you'll learn some things while you're here. Hopefully, you'll teach some things while you're here. And hopefully, you'll be able to grow and be able to contribute some things while you have your time on this planet. And one of the things that I believe is valuable for us to do is to, in terms of honoring the house that we're in the context that I'm sharing today, is treating our bodies as if we love it. Treat your body as if you love it. And that doesn't just mean eat a bunch of food that tastes good, right? Um, that doesn't just mean, engage in all kind of acts of pleasure. And I'm not saying that pleasure in and of itself is bad. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I am getting at is give to your body that which supports its well-being, right? That which supports its well-being. And this is a journey that I've been a little bit more intently focused upon lately. And I want to encourage all of us to actually be a little bit more intently focused on, as we go forth in this life. You know, the other day I had a niece that turned 18. I happened to have been in the hospital room when she was born. I saw her pop out of my little sister, um, as well as her brother, who was born before her. Um, but I was sharing with her as he's experiencing this milestone natal day, or just this past Friday experienced this milestone natal day, to really cherish the moments that come, to really cherish the kinds that come, embrace them for all that they have to offer, Don't take any of it for granted, because before you know it, you'll be turning around and your hair will be a different color than it used to be. You might be picking whiskers out of your face, you know. Gravity may take hold to your body in ways that it hadn't before, and stuff might be flopping over and things like that. But if we're really good to our bodies, and there are a few things that can consist of in terms of being good to our bodies. One is feeding it actual physical fuel that nurtures it and that supports its well-being, that supports its highest and best good. Another is feeding it that which supports its well-being, that's not physical food, but the thoughts that you have regarding, actually the thoughts that you have, period, around about anything, but also very specifically the thoughts that you have about your own body, the thoughts that you have about your life, and not just the thoughts that you have about it, but the way that you talk about it, the way that you speak about it. If you have a headache, you know, there are a lot of words that we use haphazardly. I deal with a lot of people who have physical pain uh, of one sort or another, and it's not been uncommon for me to hear somebody say, somebody who had a headache say that their head was killing them, you know, or another body part to say that that part of their body was killing them. What message is that creating in terms of how you feel about your body and how you think your body feels about you? And what ways might you be able to more intently, more intentionally create a different experience in terms of the relationship that you're having with your body, the relationship that you're having with your mind, as a function of the words that you're using in communicating with and about your body? Okay. All right. So that's something I just want to encourage you to think about, to focus on, to just kind of pay attention to. Be mindful of what kind of words you're using when you're talking about your body, and how you might be able to speak more lovingly and more affirmatively about your body and to your body. Now, I tell you, I used to be an athlete once upon a time. I'm not saying that I was a very good one. I'm just saying that I used to be one. I used to be one who in college rode the bench. Well, I kind of rode the bench in high school too, for that matter. But I love sport, and still do, for that matter. But my body doesn't look the way that it used to look anymore. It doesn't function quite the way that it used to function anymore. And as you accumulate years, that may happen with you as well. But it's still important to be able to love your body. You might not be able to lift as much weight as you used to. Or you might not be able to run as fast or as long as you used to. Or you might not be able to just do some of the physical activities with the efficiency that you perhaps once were able to. And that's okay. Maybe you took it for granted before. And maybe you can start thanking your body more now. Thank your body. Thank your feet for walking, for supporting you when you place your feet on the floor when you get up in the morning. Especially if you have a situation where you've got some physical challenge that you're dealing with, especially thank it then and apologize for taking it for granted before. Okay? Whatever you can find to express appreciation to your body about, I want to wholeheartedly encourage you to do that. And it seems like, although I put on some insect repellent, that the repellent made its way to me. Apparently, I'm not the only one that loves my body. Apparently, some insects want a taste of me too. Anyway, I'm not going to prolong this too much today. We'll be more in depth in the future. I really would have loved to have done some walking around and such, but I keep having problems with the internet and with my microphone and all of these other things. But as always, it's a pleasure being with you all. And as we continue to endeavor to enter into the sustainable state of supreme satisfaction. Until we meet again, I bid you adieu with peace and love. Swadesh.